Greetings, YouTube. I want to start off this video giving praise to Kabam because I truly believe in the 6 months that we've started touching on this problem on my channel, they've improved their security a lot. We know this not just because there are less patterns of bots popping up in leaderboards of the arena, but also some people who are used to running hundreds of accounts have been pretty vocal online and kind of in the forums and elsewhere that their accounts that they're running certain programs are starting to be flagged and suspended in ways that they never have seen in the years that they've been doing this. And that tells me, of course, that Kabam is doing what they said that they're going to do, what they told Dork Lessons that they were going to do in one of the Kabam developing meetings, and that is to step up their security for the sake of trying to make it to where the people who weren't playing fairly in the arena, who were running bots and getting to achieve points in an unfair way, cheating is essentially what I'm saying, they would get caught. So one of the arenas, for example, that used to be just shown in this case with so much of the Cyclops bots was the 4-star basic arena. Now, when you go to the leaderboard, you can see that it looks like a regular leaderboard. I'm not saying that some of these people can't be bots, and you scroll through and you look for patterns, and you do see like those Chinese, I think they're Chinese characters. You do see those names. Look at those three. So that would tell me, okay, that's a red flag. Okay, but they're not placing in the top 5, and you can see like going through that is one of the patterns. But it's still spread out more than what we've seen. And really, as you can tell, it's that I think it's Chinese. I don't know Chinese, but it's definitely not English. That is the pattern, but it's spread out. So maybe it's a bot, maybe it's not, but it's not like everything in a row. Now, one of my favorite movies of all time is Batman Begins. Everybody talks about The Dark Knight, but I think Batman Begins, this is going to be controversial, is my favorite of the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogies because I think it has the best writing and the best storyline. And at the end of that movie, Batman and Commissioner Gordon are talking, and they said, well, what are we going to do if we upgrade to semi-automatics? They're going to go to automatics. And so the concept at the end of that dialogue between the two characters is that every time you push to put a new patch in the software, for example, to make it harder to cheat, the very smart, I'm sure, people have been getting away with this for years are just going to find a way around that new patch and make it more difficult to be detected. So one of the ways you can do that is to leave this 4-star basic arena, which we've seen have better security since 2019, and go to the most basic of arenas every week, and that is, of course, the Summoner Trials that is for 1-star and 2-star champions. Compare the leaderboard of the Man-Thing 4-star basic arena we just looked at to this one, and tell me if you see any patterns. Huh. Well, would you look at that? Ivan Brutal is dominating, and he must be, he and all his family must play the game together because they have the same account names, just different numbers. But Ivan, he owned the top 5 spots in this arena. Pretty impressive, right? And so the question becomes, do we think Ivan is a botter, or do we think this is just a coincidence? Well, of course, it doesn't take a great investigative reporter to get to the bottom of this. All you have to do is search for Ivan himself, and what I am going to do is, I am going to just type in Ivan Brutal, and I'm going to hit done. Now here's an interesting thing. There is an Ivan Brutal, and he looks like just another summoner, right? You've got a 290,000 rating for this guy. You've got Awakened Blade and Red Hulk. But you go down and you look at this profile and you think, well, maybe it's not an average profile. No Alliance War, 553 total quests completed, 291 daily quests, 3,683 quest fights, 240,000 PvP. One of the things that I sometimes get comment-wise from people who just don't like that this video series exists is, well, Prof, normally Kabam flags an account, it takes a couple weeks, and then they're permanently banned. I'm sure that's the case for people who don't have the right access to the right software. Like if I tried to bot the arena, I bet that would be the case for me. But I also believe that not all botters are the same, and I do believe that some people are able to get around Kabam's police network of software better than other people. And I'm sorry, you cannot do 240,477 PvP fights in 2 weeks. This account's older than that. Now you compare that to one of the other accounts, and you can see it's all serial numbered. So let's scroll down and let's go to the Old Man Logan profile pic, for example. And you can see a difference. There are no awakened 4 stars. And those 4 stars presumably could have been won from placing in the arena. But even if they weren't won, you think, why does this account exist? Why would you not take a new 4-star to rank 2? An average summoner who plays this game normally, the minute you got your first 4-star champion, you'd look to rank them up, right? Like that's what I would think. And even like Guillotine's at level 7, which is weird, but the others are level 10, except for Taskmaster, who's level 1. And then you look at 83 quests completed, 607 quest fights, 1,838 PvP fights. So clearly this account is a lot younger than the main account we just looked at, which had 200-something thousand. So, are these people bots? The data certainly suggests that they are, but maybe they're not. Maybe somehow they're all just one big happy family that's doing nothing but the arena for the most part at the same time, and once they get a new 4-star champion from whatever scenario that they do, they just don't care enough to rank up that champion. But I'm telling you, like, I just don't know anybody who is a human being who would think to themselves, you know what I love about this game? The Summoner Trials Arena. I don't want to do anything else besides that. And as long as I do that and I place, my mission in life is complete. I just don't think that's an average human thought. Maybe, in this case, I'm wrong, but I don't think that's an average human thought. I think the average human thought is I want to cause as much damage and wreck as much content as I can in this game, and so I am going to work as hard as I can to make that happen. I still say, if I was working for Kabam, because I know they're all about making their software better, and I'm sure that they don't want to put a task force, so to speak, just to commit to this issue. But if you pull up the leaderboards, like that's just what I would do, because these people are hiding in plain sight. And I pulled this up and I saw it. I would say to myself, that's suspicious. And then those accounts would be where I would go to first. And so that's still part of my confusion as to how this can happen. Now, maybe in a couple weeks, these accounts won't exist. But for the moment, this is what we have to base our analysis on. So what do you think about this, YouTube? Do you think that the Summoner Trials is do you think this is fair? Do you think that these are just accounts? And sometimes I see comments too that say, Prof, give it up. Summoner Trials is not an important arena. Who cares that they're cheating, even if they're cheating? I still think that counter is that there are people out there, especially beginners, who are using this arena to grow their team who deserve a fair shake. And I don't want my channel to just be about people who are jumping into the 5-star featured arena. I want it to be about people who are also trying to grow their accounts at the lowest of levels. And those people, to me, are just as important as the in-game whales, so to speak. So I do think that this is a interesting and troubling pattern to have the same accounts with the same numbers placing at the very top of this arena, and that some of these accounts definitely are older than 2 weeks, but Who knows? Maybe they'll be gone in a couple weeks. Sometimes Kabam, I think, maybe appreciates this kind of post, and it forces them to look at this, and that is a win for everybody who grinds the arena fairly as normal, flawed human beings. So there you have it, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And as always, thanks for supporting the Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel.